One of the reasons why most people love combat sports is because you get to face and fight those you talk down on. For some fighters, a battle in the octagon is insufficient to settle the scores. This shouldn't be a problem anyway because MMA is a brutal sport. If you want class and dignity, tennis should be more of your speed. In today's video, we will check out some instances when fighters took it too far by celebrating their wins most disrespectfully. Number 10, UFC 287, Izzy Adesanya vs. Alex Pereira 2. The long-time feud between Israel Adesanya and Alex Pereira was finally settled at the UFC 287. After losing 3 times to Pereira in the past, Izzy turned the tide by knocking out Pereira to reclaim the middleweight title. However, the win was not the day's highlight, as Adesanya decided to rub it off on Pereira in a humiliating way. Izzy used Pereira's arrow celebration style while standing over him. Adesanya walked to the other side of the cage as if that was not enough comeback. Izzy ensured that Pereira's son could see him, then proceeded to mock the former middleweight champion's defeat. He threw himself onto the mat, pretending to be knocked out cold. During the post-fight news conference, Adesanya clarified that he was just completing a battle that Pereira's son had initiated when he fell in the cage. Pereira celebrated his knockout victory over Adesanya in March 2017. Number 9, UFC 253, Izzy Adesanya vs. Paulo Costa. Generally, everyone loves sportsmanship. However, Paulo Costa threw a white belt in Izzy's face at the weigh-ins. You have to give respect to get respect. Once the door is open, anything may come out of it. Many believed Paulo Costa had a strong chance of defeating Israel Adesanya, mainly due to his size and formidable power. However, that never happened. Right from the first round, Adesanya gained the upper hand with his leg kicks. The onslaught continued into the second round, with Adesanya attacking Costa's lead leg and throwing head kicks. Izzy won the fight via TKO, retaining his title and ending Costa's undefeated streak as a professional MMA athlete. After defeating Costa, Izzy danced in the octagon even before the winner was formally announced, while the cutmen still treated Costa. Number 8, UFC 293, Tyson Pedro vs. Anton Takal. Returning to the octagon in his home country of Australia, Tyson Pedro faced off against Anton Takal at UFC 293. This fight kicked off the main card, drawing attention from fans worldwide. Right from the start, both fighters unleashed a flurry of punches, exchanging heavy hits. But it was clear that Pedro was taking control. His punches were precise, gradually overpowering Takal. The two exchanged blows fiercely, but Takal struggled to keep up. Pedro saw his chance and delivered a mighty right hand that knocked Takal out cold, sending him crashing to the mat. The referee quickly stepped in, stopping the fight and declaring Pedro the winner. In the thrill of his victory, Pedro couldn't hold his excitement. The 31-year-old fighter celebrated dramatically, mimicking a sword slash, symbolically sheathing his sword and respectfully bowing to his defeated opponent. Pedro's electrifying finish and unforgettable celebration will surely be remembered by UFC fans. Number 7, UFC 264, Tai Tuivasa vs. Greg Hardy. Right from the start of the fight, both fighters exchanged blows. Hardy moved toward the center of the cage, and at about 60 seconds, he launched a decisive blow on Tuivasa, causing him to stagger. As Tuivasa visibly attempted to steady himself, Hardy charged recklessly and was met with a fierce punch. Hardy collapsed onto the canvas, and Tuivasa capitalized by landing additional blows. The referee promptly intervened and halted the bout. But Tuivasa's show wasn't over yet. After the victory, he climbed the cage and sat on the fence where a beer can was passed. He poured the beer into a training shoe and drank it, eliciting huge cheers from the crowd of 20,000 inside the T-Mobile Arena. Number 6, UFC 274, Michael Chandler vs. Tony Ferguson. There were some questions on how Michael would fare with the competition in the UFC after stepping up from Bellator. Despite being the underdog, Ferguson landed a 1-2 combination early in the fight, causing Chandler to stumble. However, Chandler quickly retaliated with a left hook. Chandler then brought the fight to the ground with a double leg takedown. Chandler breathtakingly concluded the spectacle just seconds to the second round with a devastating front kick to the face, leaving Ferguson sprawled on the canvas unconscious. With Ferguson unable to continue, he was eventually assisted as Chandler jubilantly celebrated his victory. Seeing Michael Chandler backflip while Tony Ferguson was deathly is still one of the starkest juxtapositions in the octagon. Number 5. UFC 283 Ior Potieria vs Shogun Rua. Potieria by far picked up the biggest win of his career in UFC 283's prelims undercard headliner, finishing Mauricio Shogun Rua in the first round, sending a true legend of the sport into planned retirement. However, Potiera's post-fight celebration quickly overshadowed the win over the Brazilian legend. After finishing Rua with strikes, Potieria danced, making the internet and Shogun fans furious. At first glance, it looked disrespectful. However, Potieria later explained in his post-fight interview with the media that it was all respect and even danced again. The victory over Rua was Potiera's first UFC win and put him back into the win column after losing his debut via knockout. Number 4. UFC Fight Night 208 Paddy Pimblett vs Jordan Leavitt. When the fight against Jordan Leavitt was announced, Pimblett took his trash talking to another level. As part of their ongoing banter, the fighters discussed their post-win celebrations. Leavitt mentioned his plan to twerk if he emerged victorious. At the same time, Pimblett noted that he intends to teabag him like it's Modern Warfare 2, outdoing his opponent with his unconventional response. Following a relatively uneventful first round, Pimblett seized an opportunity in the second round. He managed to take Leavitt's back, locked in a body triangle, and then submitted him with a rear naked choke.
This is it! That's tight, he gets it!
True to his word, Pimblett celebrated with a Modern Warfare 2 teabag. Paddy squatted close to Leavitt's head after submitting him, mimicking a taunt often seen in first-person shooter games. Leavitt visibly retreated when Pimblett pulled off the move, but the two settled their rivalry by shaking hands after the winner was announced. Number 3. LFA 36 Drew Chapman vs Irvins Ayala. Drew Chapman's debut in professional mixed martial arts gained viral attention, but not for the reasons he hoped. At LFA 36, Chapman secured a knockout victory against Irvins Ayala. However, instead of a conventional celebration, Chapman chose to do a front flip off Ayala's back while he lay unconscious. This action led to Chapman's win being overturned to a disqualification since he struck his opponent after the bell. By Saturday morning, the bizarre clip had circulated widely, eliciting reactions ranging from outrage to confusion. Chapman, feeling remorseful, explained that the intensity of emotions during his pro MMA debut led him to act impulsively, admitting he didn't fully comprehend his actions. Number 2. UFC on ESPN 2 Justin Gaethje vs Edson Barboza. A Justin Gaethje fight always promises excitement, and his first round knockout win over Edson Barboza certainly delivered. As anticipated, the bout began with both fighters trading punishing leg kicks and engaging in close quarters exchanges in the clinch and stand-up game. However, Barboza's attempt to evade led him straight into Gaethje's powerful looping right hand, ending the fight.
It's over!
Referee Kevin McDonald intervened before Gaethje could inflict any unnecessary damage. Gaethje, true to his style, celebrated by climbing on top of the octagon and executing a flawless backflip, showcasing his athleticism and flair for the dramatic. Number 1. UFC 239 Jorge Masvidal vs Ben Askren. In the lead-up to their fight at UFC 239, Jorge Masvidal and Ben Askren harbored significant animosity towards each other, leaving no room for respect. On the day of the fight, Masvidal aggressively charged at Askren, landing a flying knee to his head as Askren moved forward. Asin was knocked out instantly, and as he lay unconscious on the floor, Masvidal delivered a few additional punches. After the referee halted the fight, Masvidal mocked Asin by tapping the floor and saying, "Talk that shit now." Masvidal continued to make fun of Asin even after being announced as the winner, raising his knee and mimicking Asin's fencing response position by falling to the floor. Which of these fighters do you think went too far? Share your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. See you in the following video.